Have you ever had that feeling as though you forgot something? It just irks you so much. You know you haven't forgotten something, but something deep down is off. Now think if that happened for a long period of time and there was nothing you could do about it. It was just your brain. Today I plan to inform the audience about amnesia. I will discuss the history of amnesia, the effects of amnesia, and the treatments for amnesia. There are so many people that have this disease. Most of you probably know someone who does. I can talk about this because multiple people in my family have suffered from amnesia. The first point I will be talking about is the history of amnesia. According to the Frontiers of Neurology and Neuroscience in 2019, the article Early History of Amnesia states in the early days, amnesia was looked at as a deformity to someone's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. This disease was classified as a disorder in 1763, though there were many cases before, considering it was hard for medical professionals back in the day to know if someone across the world was suffering from the same symptoms as their patient. There was no earlier diagnosis for someone who had it before. Originally, amnesia was recognized as a weakening or dissolution of the memory. Clinical descriptions were first put into an encyclopedia in the 19th century, which stated that amnesia could be an effect from other disorders. Debate ensued regarding the status of amnesia as an illness or a symptom, but regardless, amnesia was soon recognized as an independent disorder of memory, distinguishable from disorders of global intellect, of consciousness, or of language. Today, amnesia is very common and isn't looked at as something crazy. There are many treatments and ways to help cope with this disorder, as it is something medical professionals have become very familiar with. The next point I will be talking about is the effect amnesia has. Amnesia can affect you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Stated in Medical News Today on December 13, 2017, in the article Amnesia Causes, Symptoms, and Treatments, there are about 11 different types of amnesia, all resulting from different upbringings. These could be from abuse, traumatic events, injury, or just simply brain dysfunction. These causes tend to be a way for the brain to cope with how it is working. It will forget certain parts of someone's consciousness in order to, in other words, survive. Some effects can be that of not being able to remember or maintain new or old information. The ability to remember past events of the patient's consciousness or even uncoordinated movements and tremors, which can indicate that there is a neurological problem. In some cases, patients' brains will make up events that never happened or mash memories together in an order which they don't make sense. Another effect is that of confusion or disorientation. This is prevalent in those who have Alzheimer's. They tend to get easily irritable because they are confused and don't understand where they are, who they are talking to, even when it comes to one of their children. In cases such as that of an injury, amnesia can occur to that of forgetting whole portions of someone's life. This can be short-term or long-term. Sometimes patients actually are able to overcome amnesia and regain their memory. The last point I will be talking about is treatments for amnesia. In most cases, amnesia will actually work itself out on its own without any other treatment. Although, if an underlying mental or physical disorder are present, then treatments may be necessary. In some cases, treatments such as memory games like matching cards or word games will be used to help someone with recoverable amnesia. This would be for someone who is in a car accident or other similar cases. According to Mayo Foundations of Medical Education and Research on August 25, 2017, in the article Amnesia, other instances, such as past smells, sounds, and people, can help recover memory and is used as a form of treatment. Occupational therapy is usually prescribed to help the patient sort out their memories and help them cope with how their brain is working. Also, when the patient is ready to get into the real world again, objectives such as setting reminders in their phone or writing on a piece of paper what they plan to do that day will help the patient get back on track. Our brain is a very complex being, and sometimes what seems to be impossible is very much possible. Amnesia is a scary problem people every day have to deal with. Today I inform the audience about amnesia. I discuss the history of amnesia, the effects of amnesia, and the treatments of amnesia. Patients can cope and maintain a regular life even after something mind-altering happens. Sometimes it just takes time. Amnesia is a scary disease and is very sad to witness and have to deal with. So hug your loved ones and be grateful for your memories.